Health and fire warnings issued across southern Europe as an extreme heat wave sends temperatures soaring above 40 degrees. Our top story, health and fire warnings have been issued across much of southern Europe as countries continue to grapple with a major heat wave. Spain has recorded its hottest June day on record with a top temperature of 46 degrees.
Here in the UK, amber and yellow heat health alerts are in place for parts of England, and temperatures in London may reach 35 degrees tomorrow. Our correspondent Barry Caffrey has this report.
In parts of Europe, emergency services are already at work tackling wildfires because of the soaring temperatures. In Greece, some people have already been evacuated from their homes. France is preparing for dangerously hot conditions, and Spain could see its hottest June since 1946, with temperatures in the coming days reaching the high 40s. The public are being advised to keep out of the sun, and those who work outside are being told that by law they must rest during the hottest parts of the day.
The truth is, it's extremely hot. It's exhausting. Day to day, you try to go out, but the sun is so strong. We have to carry our own water, and even then, trying to get through the day is hard because of the heat.
Lots of sun cream on everything, on your face, everywhere, and very light clothing.
It's very hot, very hot. I sweat all day, but I drink a lot of water. 2 to 3 litres a day.
In Italy, authorities are advising residents in several cities, including Milan, Venice and Rome, to stay indoors between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. While the hot weather has already hit much of Europe, temperatures in the UK are increasing as well and could reach 34 or 35 degrees in some areas. Yellow and amber heat health alerts are in place for much of the country. And while the hot weather might be nice for some, the NHS is warning people to stay safe in the heat.
Really important to keep hydrated. It's really important to keep away from alcohol in weather like this. Keep out of direct sunlight in the middle of the day, and make sure that you're looking after yourself, eating and drinking well, and taking your medication in a timely manner.
The hot weather shows no sign of fading over the coming days, with few places across the country expected to see much, if any, rain by the middle of next week. Barry Caffrey, BBC News.
A heat wave across southern Europe is more intense today, with public health warnings issued in countries from Portugal to Greece. Temperatures are also rising in the UK, with amber heat warnings in place for London, the east of England and the Midlands, as Aruna Iyengar reports.
Outdoor pools such as this in East London saw brisk business from early this morning as people tried to cool off. Temperatures are predicted to hit 30 degrees Celsius for the second day in London as the heat wave continues. The east of England and the Midlands are both forecast to see highs of 28 degrees, according to the Met Office. It's prompted the UK Health Security Agency to issue an amber heat health alert until Tuesday.
The authorities are urging people to check on those who are vulnerable and to take sensible precautions in the sun, such as staying in the shade and avoiding alcohol.
I'm not a fan of the heat at all. I'm an early 20s person. Anything above that's too hot for me anyway.
Sometimes it's the humidity, which can be a bit too much.
Struggling a little bit for sure. I always run hot, so it's not the best for me, but just wearing shorts, chilly drink.
It's all due to hot air streaming in from Spain and France. Madrid is enduring its second day of intense heat. Temperatures have hit 40 degrees across most of the country. People here are taking advantage of the many drinking fountains. Portugal is on high alert on Sunday for extreme heat and forest fires, with 41 degrees expected in the capital, Lisbon. In Italy, authorities in several cities, including Venice, Milan and Rome, are advising residents to stay indoors between 11 and 6 p.m. Back here, forecasters say there'll be a break in the heat by Wednesday. The advice is to seek shade and avoid physical exertion. Aruna Iyengar, BBC News.
A heat wave across southern Europe is intensifying, with public health warnings issued in countries including Portugal and Greece. This map shows the latest temperatures on the continent, with some places forecast to hit over 40 degrees today. Temperatures are also rising in the UK, with amber heat warnings in place for London, the east of England and the Midlands, as Ellie Price reports.
Even in a heat wave, the roast must go on. There's no air conditioning in this 16th century country pub in East Sussex, but there are plenty of mouths to feed. And it is Sunday after all.
People are still ordering roast.
I know, they love it this time of year. It's unbelievable how they eat them in the heat, really, but they do. Yeah, it's very popular.
And you've got to give the people what they want.
Indeed you have, yeah.
Of course, the customers get to sit outside.
I've got lamb, beef, and I've eaten the pork.
And even on a hot day like that, you're obsessed with the roast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. The heat doesn't put you off?
Mm-mm. Not in the slightest. Nice lime and soda.
And what are you doing to stay cool?
Gin and tonic and a Cuban cigar. I don't think you could beat that.
Well, I might agree, but you're meant to be staying hydrated, so I hope you take your water with it.
Well, no, there's tonic, you see, and that's the science of it all.
There are heat alerts across London, the East Midlands, South East, South West and east of England. And it's all due to hot air streaming in from Spain and France. In Madrid, they're on day 2 of intense heat, with temperatures hitting 40 degrees across most of Spain. The past 3 years have been the hottest in Spain's history. Portugal is on high alert for extreme heat and forest fires, with 41 degrees expected in the capital, Lisbon. And in Italy, authorities in several cities, including Rome, Venice and Milan, advise residents to stay indoors this afternoon until 6 o'clock. Back at home in the UK, it's not over yet.
Well, the heat wave's going to stay for the next couple of days at least. In fact, it's going to get hotter, and the advice remains the same. Stay hydrated and keep in the shade.
And that's what most people here were trying to do. Ellie Price, BBC News, Hartfield in East Sussex.
High heat has hit southern Europe, with thermometers pushing past 40 degrees Celsius. Health alerts are in force for parts of the continent, and there are warnings about the risk of wildfires. Climate experts say the temperatures are well above average for this time of year. More now from our correspondent, Sejal Currier.
Southern Europe is sweltering in the grip of an intense and early heat wave. The sun relentless, the heat unforgiving. For many, simply being outdoors has become unbearable. And Spain is feeling the full force of the heat. In Valencia, temperatures soaring to nearly 40 Celsius. Locals are used to high summer heat, but not quite this soon. In the southern port city of Huelva, the streets are deserted, as it recorded an astonishing 46 Celsius this weekend, the highest June temperature Spain has ever seen. And in the capital, Madrid, the government is now issuing extreme heat, wildfire and health warnings. We've been in Madrid for 3 days, this man says. The heat is brutal. In neighbouring Portugal, large parts of the country are also now on high alert, both for searing temperatures and the growing risk of wildfires. In France, a heat dome is driving extreme temperatures. Hot air trapped by high pressure is creating suffocating conditions. Paris could hit 39 Celsius this week.
We have to look for a place to settle down and drink some water, because it's hard to stay outside in the middle of the day.
Europe is bracing for what could be another long, punishing summer. It's already the fastest warming continent on Earth and looks to be getting warmer still. Sejal Currier, ITV News.
As Londoners continue to bask in the hot weather, emergency services are reminding people to take precautions to avoid overloading resources. The amber heat health alert remains in place for the capital until Tuesday evening, as temperatures could reach 34 degrees. The London Ambulance Service says it's experiencing significantly more call-outs.
On days like this, when it gets this hot, we see massive increases in calls to 999 system. So we'd expect to see about 7,500 calls compared to 5,500 on a normal day. And we know that the most vulnerable are the young, the old, and people with existing medical conditions. We'll see a rise in breathing problems, and we'll also see a rise in problems created by alcohol. So we'd encourage people to steer well clear of alcohol in weather like this.